Hello, everybody. Here we are. Another night and another local pundit video. Tonight is just for fun. We have the Carabao Cup matches to watch, and then later we will be able to find out who we are playing in the next round. Billy Glossy was asking, when do we find out? We will find out after the Arsenal match tonight. So I have just in the background been setting up my screens. I have three matches up at the moment, waiting on the fourth because the Arsenal match is 10 minutes behind. So for anyone who doesn't know, here are the teams. Nope, wrong one. This one. There we go. The four matches tonight, we have Newcastle versus Bradford, Huddersfield versus Man City. Man City have put out a solid team tonight, apparently. We have Spurs then versus Doncaster Rovers and Port Vale versus Arsenal. The solid money will, of course, be on all the Prem teams to take out their opponents. Mostly, they're all League One. So, will there be an upset tonight, or will we get four more Prem teams into the bucket for our next match? Lots of people are hoping to finally get a Premier team in a cup match. We haven't had it since the boys came along, unfortunately. Every time I have been waiting on the draw, we have never got a Prem team, so that'll be fun if we get one. But if we don't, we will have the opportunity to go deep. Lots of people seem to want to take a chunk out of Cardiff. So a little north-south Wales derby could be interesting if we pull that one off. Not that many teams left. Only 16 teams will come out of the draw. So 1/16, approximately 8% chance of getting Cardiff or your favourite team. Straight up, we have Steve Barton in the chat, gifted one local pundit membership. That is one more of the hundreds that he has donated to the local pundit. So if you got it, please give a shout out to Steve and say thank you in the chat. And if you did get it, make use of it. Oh, and five more. Look at that. See? Steve doesn't stop. He is always giving out the memberships to help push the channel along. Thank you very much there. Now, guys, tonight is not your traditional watch along because I'm watching three matches at the same time. I won't be calling the action, let's say, but all these matches are available in your local territories, or should be most likely anyway. So you'll be able to follow along nicely without my commentary. Do keep up in the chat with me. Give me something to talk about. Keep the topics rolling, and do keep me up to date in case I miss any of the goals that might slip in. We have a match just about to start. They're lining up on mine. That's Newcastle versus Bradford. Seems to be getting going first by the look of this. Also, if I do slip too far behind, do remind me to update my matches, please, because when you're streaming multiple at the same time, your computer can slow it down and you can actually slip back. So give me a little shout if you think I am. That will be helpful. Okay, two matches now lining up, and kickoff has gone almost identically on my screens for Huddersfield Town versus Man City and Newcastle versus Bradford. Now, Tottenham Doncaster has not kicked off yet. Is it slightly delayed, or am I slightly behind? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But it doesn't matter. Tonight's a bit of fun. So, as I was saying, let me dump my big face in here first. Okay, so tonight will be just a little bit of fun. It will be more casual. I will follow the chat as much as I can, so put in lots of comments and questions. I have done a little bit of homework. I have gone through all the teams that are currently in the next round, and I tried to pull up a bit of information on the last times that we have played them and maybe some other interesting facts. So I can go through that at some point when we are interested in that one. And after that, we can potentially do a little bit of an AMA for anybody who doesn't know me. And to be honest, there hasn't actually been a scenario where I have just openly answered questions about myself. Let's see how deep that goes tonight. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe if you want the real deep, dirty gossip about me, maybe throw some cash at me and see if that'll loosen my tongue. Now, okay, all matches are underway. 1 minute 30 in the first two matches, and then Tottenham started just a little bit behind. Okay, so who is in the chat tonight? We have Drew does whatever. We have Chris. We have Alex. I answered your question already, Alex. But the draw. Dan Moore is here. Steve Barton is here. Habs vacation. I'm in the house. Billy Glossy is here in the house. Billy, do you want Liverpool next, or are you just guessing that it's more than likely to give us Liverpool next? Jeff G is in the house. Andrew C is in the house. Anyone else? Come on, guys, get your comments in. Keep them going. Because it could be a quiet night if you don't ask me anything. Lepa Sarah's in the house. Hey, Sarah. Josh Raker is here. Welcome, welcome. Anyone else? Tommy L. Okay, so Billy does not want to smoke from Liverpool in the next round. Ooh. Okay, this one is starred. Guys, throw your personal comments in and anything you might like to know about me. I will star them. I'll put them in the little file, and we'll get to them later. Let's not dive into me. We're about the football tonight. So Tottenham and Man City have already had opportunities and scoring chances. Was really interesting there. Man City versus Huddersfield. The ball was coming back, but it was outside the box. So the keeper actually moved out behind the ball and basically covered the ball from the incoming player so that he had to go around the keeper to try and get to it. By the time he could do that, the keeper dropped onto the ball because it had come back into the box. Nice, interesting play there. And Spurs so far are dominating Doncaster in the first couple of minutes there. They are all over them. Okay, Jeff G. Paddy, where in the world are you located? I'll answer that now because a lot of people will know the answer to this question. I am located in Helsinki, Finland. Okay, Jeff G wants a Prem team. Josh Anthony is in the house. He says good evening to everybody. And a serious question here from Andrew C. We are a Wrexham fan channel, but everybody is welcome here. And we have a Wrexham question. Do you know if Ollie is fit to play in the next match? He is certainly close to being ready to play as far as all the signs, but it has not been confirmed if he's ready yet. And if he's going to play, he's going to have to officially be registered because at the moment he's not, and we still have one empty spot. That will have to happen 24 hours before the match. So maybe we'll hear news that he has been registered, and then that will let us know that he is likely on the bench and ready to be back playing. I doubt he'll get a start. That would be a little crazy. Okay. Peter Buck. Let's throw this up. I haven't actually read it all. Okay, so from Peter, a new name I haven't recognized. So hypothetically, we go up this season if we try to emulate Summer. That's approximately 130 million plus 150,000 a week for each of them. with the 13,000 stadium fair play laws. Okay. Let me read this again and try and make sure I get the question correct. Okay, so we go up this season, yes. If we try to emulate the summer that's probably just happened, that's approximately okay, that's approximately 130 million plus 150,000 a week for each of them. Okay, we are not going to be paying anybody 150,000 if we go up into the Premier for one season. So that's not going to happen, first of all. Only the top teams have players at those sort of levels and above, of course. The middle and lower Prem teams are on a lot less, but it's still big money. You could be talking easily 50,000 at the lower level for our players and certainly the better players. So that's where we're heading. Fair play laws and 13,000 stadium. Our stadium is not where our money is coming from. Now, the most recent accounts that did come out were from 2 seasons ago. And basically, the tracking from there to this season is we should be on track for about 50 million in turnover, 50 to 60 million, somewhere around there. So solid numbers this year. Once we go up into the Prem, we're going to have about 200 million from that season. So we will have a large chunk of cash to buy players. Players are amortized over multiple seasons. So simple answer, fair play laws, we are absolutely well inside them because anybody who just assumes we're not has no understanding of our accounts. We have a lot of income coming in. And our accounting is very good. I can go into it more deeply, but maybe now isn't the right time to dig into that. But that is nicely going to get me to segue to our Discord. We have a Discord channel. Invite people. Copy. Now back. Okay, so I have just pasted our Discord link into the chat. If anyone is not in our Discord, feel free to jump in and join with the rest of us. We have a lot of chat about, obviously mainly Wrexham, but a lot of other things as well. We're very friendly in there. If you would like to deep dive or have deeper questions about the numbers and how we're affording it and stuff like that, you can ask them in the Discord, and if you wish, you can send a DM directly to me, and I should be able to take some time and give you a deeper dive on that. No problem at all. Same for anybody else. Jump into the Discord, have fun, and see where you go from there, because it's a great channel. We do try our best with it. And now Arsenal and Port Vale, have they started? Because I wasn't paying attention. Yes. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting ads at the moment for that one, but it probably is live. Okay, so let's remove that. Now, any opinions on who we want to play next? Okay, let's share this one. Great question, guys. Throw it in the chat. Who do you want to play next? And we will talk about that shortly. I will pin all the comments with who we want next, and we'll have a look at that shortly. We'll give everyone a little bit of time to throw them in there. Serial for L here has a kind of a question. Necaxa is not a very good team as it stands right now. Not sure there would be benefit at looking at them right now. Okay. Is that a response to somebody else, and am I missing part of that? Obviously, this is in reference to Necaxa having a Welcome to Necaxa style documentary that Robin Ryan's production companies are involved in. So I'm interested to watch. I have watched it, but I will shortly, and we'll see what happens with that. Has anybody watched any of the episodes yet? And what do you think about it? Okay. Okay, another brief one here. Matt White. I think as Americans, the per week number throws a lot of people off. 150K a week is still only 7.8 million a year. Yes, it is only 7.8 million a year, but that is way above the starting levels for Prem teams. So we are not going to be near that. Is it possible we might take one or two star players if we went up to the Prem and put them on that sort of money? Maybe. But the whole team absolutely not is absolutely not going to get near that, because especially if we get there soon, if we get that early bounce up, most likely we're going to come back down. We are not going to spend the 200 million we get first year in the Prem on players' wages, because where the accounting really comes in and can hurt teams is when they come back down and have to pay really high wages, contracts, when they go back to the championship. So that is something to watch out for. Okay, everyone seems to be following up on this, so I'll answer the questions. Okay. Work. My comments are not coming up. There we go. Okay. Paddy, say we go up to the Prem next season, the 13 players we signed, do they all get a pay raise? And if yes, how much? It would make sense that the new players who are likely to be starting 11 would request automatic pay increases on promotion to the next league. We have done it for other players. Nobody knows exactly what the contract terms are. Some players may have it, some players may not have it. It really depends on what deal they want. Sometimes when you don't get bonuses like that is where you have bargained very hard for a very high wage in your first contract. Sometimes they will say, look, it's a lot of money, we don't really want it, but we will give it to you, no bonuses involved whatsoever, no back end extras. But each to their own, they get what they can get their agents to negotiate for. So most, I would expect yes. As to exactly how much the increase is, that's not confirmed either, and they may have different amounts for different players. Maybe they keep it the same and they only offer to everybody. A club negotiating tactic that they have to decide. But the likelihood coming up through the other leagues is probably something like a straightforward 20% increase between leagues. But that, again, that's just speculation. We don't know what they have in their contracts. Okay, Hasification. I'm sure we can find some diamonds in the rough at Necaxa. Yeah, this is an interesting one. A lot of people were saying maybe we can start working with Necaxa and do deals. Oh, we've got a goal. Is it offside? No, it doesn't look like it. So first up seems to be Spurs. 13 minutes in, and we have a goal. Now replay should be coming up, so I'm going to keep an eye here. I did say in the first couple of minutes it looked like Spurs were dominating straight away. Come on, guys, show the replay. Here we go. Okay, from a corner. Ball comes in, keeper punches it, header, not cleared. And the Spurs player just drops down and gives a bit of a scissor kick straight into the goal. Keeper, you better claim that ball. A weird sort of a side punch from the keeper there. He was out of position. He was blocked by his own defenders. So that was poor by the keeper. I would actually put it down to him, mostly. He made a bad mistake. He got caught. And that's it, 1-0. Spurs are up. So we have a Prem team already looking like they are going to knock out the weaker opponents. Okay, just having a quick look on the other matches here, seeing as we're talking about it. Newcastle seem to be more dominant, but I haven't been paying attention to it. And Arsenal has kicked off 1 minute in that game, so that is going ahead. And City seem to be controlling the ball in their match too, as would be expected. So Palhina, 14 minutes for Spurs, and the first goal is in now. Okay, so back to Necaxa as we watch this. I think we are pretty much above their level, or we certainly will be very shortly as we keep upgrading the team. So diamonds in the rough, yeah, maybe. Some young talent that could progress very quickly, maybe something like that would work. But the original idea that people were talking about is pulling a senior player out of the team to come over and strengthen our squad. I doubt that's going to happen. But certainly some young talent, maybe. Okay, anyone else got some more shouts for who they want next in the league? I am saving them. I'm putting them aside. Oh, Newcastle have scored. And Tottenham have scored as well. It's all happening. I was just looking and I was about to say that all the Prem teams seem to be dominating straight away. Okay, Newcastle open play here. They were defending, passing out from the back, all the way across the back line. Bradford is trying to close them down, but they can't. They're comfortably passing around the back. That's not the replay. I thought it was waiting for the replay to happen. It's a shame. Okay, Tottenham's second goal, up to the byline, ran in, passed the ball straight in front of the keeper, and another player got onto the end of it for an easy tap-in. And Man City have scored 1-0 to Man City. So it's all going off here. 2 goals in Tottenham, 2 goals now in Newcastle, and Man City 1. Wowzers. I can't even keep up, guys. Okay, is this the replay? Yeah. City just outside the box, passing to each other. Defenders couldn't get on top of them. They're tip-tapping around right to the left. And as they get across the center of the goal, they just fire a shot back across the keeper into the right-hand side. It was Foden got that one. Keeper couldn't get down fast enough and inside the far post. Nice shot. Quick but not amazing. Solid. Nice and low, and the keeper couldn't get to it fast enough. Okay, I was going to update the results on my little graphic, but I do not have the time. It is all over the place. Okay, Jeff G says that R&R own 5% of the Mexican club. Yeah, kind of. But it's a very complex ownership there. Who exactly owns it? They seem to set up a company for all of these different ones. Their production companies are in some. So maybe there's somebody else invested other than Rob and Ryan in that 5% share as well. But it's hard to tell. Okay, Andrew C has a comment on tonight's matches. He didn't realise Mo Salah's hurt and won't play for Port Vale versus Arsenal tonight. Okay, now that I did not hear. He was due to be on the bench tonight. The team sheet has him on the bench. So is he injured or is he not injured? Is he on the bench? Was a late change done? Yep, he's on the bench. Correction. Okay, good one. Sarah can only watch one game at a time. Which one? Ooh. I would probably watch the Man City Huddersfield at the moment because that's only one game up. Either that or Arsenal. I don't think Port Vale have the strength to take out Arsenal, but as there's no goal yet, maybe that one is the more exciting if Port Vale pull off the first goal. Okay, and Kim is saying she's watching Arsenal, and they have gone strong against Port Vale. So they put out a decent team. It looks like it. Certainly, all the Prem teams are dominating. Nicky boy, that Oscar Bob is something. I told you it's a casual night. I haven't played with my hair. I haven't put it in a little ponytail. I've done nothing with it except throw on a clean Wrexham shirt. So you get me as you find me. Sorry. Okay, Root H. There are several matches going on. Which match are you doing? All four. I have all four matches up in front of me, and I am trying to follow the chat and keep an eye on all the matches. And we have another goal. There is a goal in the Arsenal Port Vale match. Arsenal have just scored. So they are 1-0 up after 7 minutes. So, as predicted, all the Premier League teams are likely to win tonight, and they are all dominating and all ahead very early. These could basically be over by the halfway point. Pretty much done and dusted. Now, if you wanted to have put on a bit of cash, personally, I would have put it on all four of them to win, and that might have made you a pretty penny, but probably not crazy money. But we don't condone gambling here. Officially. Each to their own. I am not recommending gambling to anybody. Okay. Yes, Bruce, I am multi-screen. I have them all laid out nicely and just balls flying everywhere. And it's just Prem Team Dom, Prem Team Domination. Okay. Val is on the bench. Liverpool. Okay, Marie from SoCal says it is hard to watch Necaxa as it is in Spanish and you have to watch the screen for the subtitles. Haven't made a connection with the team. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, Newcastle are in again. A shot. Keeper saved it. Nice stretch. Got his ankle on it and tipped it up in the air. That was close. He should have finished that, but nice stretch from the keeper. Newcastle just running through the defense. Okay, right, back to this. Man City scores. Wow, is that a second goal or am I so far back? No, I need to catch up. Arsenal scored. Okay, as a I didn't realize I was so far back. Clever goal by Arsenal. Okay. Right, so I'm going to hit my start, and here we go. Steve, come on. Where's it going? Steve Barton, I hope we draw Liverpool. Fair enough. Aaron wants Liverpool. And Matt White wants Grimsby. The David and Goliath story for this season's cup run. He wants revenge for our playoffs, where they knocked us out and went on to get promoted in the first season of Welcome to Wrexham. So yes, we have Welcome to Wrexham narrative with them. That would be fun. Look, we were talking about this earlier in the Discord. Grimsby are the weakest team, and if you want to go deep, getting the weakest team is the easier way to do it. It is a cup. Any team can beat any team on a random day, but they're not going to do it every time. So going by the law of averages, if you're not a superstitious person, then you should want Grimsby. Kim says, anyone but Grimsby. Okay. Okay, lots of chat going on about the Welcome to Necaxa. Feel free, guys. Keep chatting away about it, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so no other goals yet at the moment here. Now, as I said, I did do a little bit of homework and go back and start it. If I can find it. Okay. So we start, I'm going to go through the teams as they are for the balls for the draw later tonight. And first up is Brentford. Wrexham and Brentford last faced each other in a competitive match in February 16, 2019 during an FA Cup fifth round tie. Brentford won 1-0 at the Racecourse ground with a goal from Neil Maupay in the 37th minute. This was a significant match for Wrexham, then a National League side, as they reached the fifth round of the FA Cup, a notable achievement for a non-league club. Brentford were a championship team at the time, and they advanced into the quarterfinals. Okay, Bruce agrees with Kim, not Grimsby. Okay, looking at these matches again, just domination, just pure domination. Port Vale, looking at them, have started to go strong. They are trying to push players around. They are dropping in legs for tackles. They are trying to pull something back. They are scraping at it, but some of their players already look exhausted. They already seem to be blowing hard. It is 14 minutes into the match for that one. For some of them, obviously playing someone like Arsenal, the fitness of the players is just different. So this is going to be an amazing hard time for them if they can pull this one off. And they even have no front of shirt sponsors. That's how far down they are. Only League One. You would think they would have a shirt sponsor. Matt White says Prem quality is definitely showing through tonight. Yes, it's certainly showing through. And we have mentioned a couple of times, most of the teams seem to have gone strong, which is interesting. So now, consider that Prem teams have a shot of winning It's not a bad idea to start getting a little bit serious, because there's only a couple of rounds left, and silverware is silverware, and a cup is a cup. So they ultimately have a reasonable shot of taking it home. So why not start taking it seriously? Okay. Next up, let's do the next team. Okay. Find the notes. Okay, Brighton and Hove Albion is up next. Wrexham and Brighton last faced each other on January 7th, 2012 in the FA Cup third round match at the Amex Stadium. The match ended in a 1-1 draw, with Wrexham, then a non-league side in the conference, holding the League One Brighton side. Jake Forster-Kasky scored for Brighton in the 23rd minute, and Adrian Cieslewicz equalised for Wrexham in the 29th minute. The replay on January 18th, 2012 at Wrexham's Racecourse Ground also ended 1-1 after extra time. Very good. With Wrexham winning 4-3 on penalties, a significant upset given a 62-place gap between the teams in the English football pyramid at the time. Kim not using her words. Thoroughbreds versus show ponies in that Arsenal game, and not really fair. Okay, Matt White with the question. Just a little heads up, guys. If you are asking a question, do use and I'll tell you for why. Not because I'm a grammar Nazi, but because on the program, it now shows and highlights the chat. So if you're asking a question, do use a question mark, and it can be noted more easily. So Matt White's question: do we go strong if we draw a Prem team next round, which is the highest percentage possibility due to the number of Prem teams in the next round? Yes. If we get a Prem team, we need to go 100% first team, or as close to it as you can get. Obviously, look, if we have league match really close to it, then a couple of players might have to be saved. But I think the first time we've had a Premier team in a long time, the fans who go to that match deserve to have the strongest team fighting it out to get an upset. So yes, as strong as is possible, depending on other matches. Okay. Sarah. I'm not sure if this is the right time to discuss, but what are the deciding factors for who we want to draw next? There is no deciding factors, because depending on who you ask, they will have different deciding factors. Some people want a Prem team immediately, and then they want to lose it so that they're not in a cup match anymore, that that the club's focus should be on the league, no matter what, and the cups aren't big enough to outweigh the league. That's some people's opinions. We are now late enough in the cup that, for me, I want our first team squad to go at them and try and get an upset for history, for everything else. I think we will be safely upper middle table this season, so I think we should have a go at some of the cups and get as deep as possible. Would I want Grimsby next round? Sure. Ultimately, I believe in the stats and the numbers. I would take Grimsby because they're a League Two team, and they're one of maybe a handful or even less than a handful that I would say we are favourites to win the match. I would go for that if I'm trying to get deeper into the cup. At this point now, we're going to get a Prem team soon, unless we get knocked out by a weaker, easier team. But c'est la vie. So I honestly don't mind. The one I don't want is Swansea. So that's one I will call out that I don't particularly want. It's a team in our own division. They do have a very good shot of knocking us out without us getting to a Prem team, and we're going to play them twice in the league. So from a narrative point of view, I don't care. I don't want to see Swansea. So that's the one I don't want personally. But everybody will have their difference. Everyone will have their favourites. Okay, so Bruce is on the same thinking as me. He wants Cardiff as a good combination of interest because of the Welsh factor, and they are in League One. They are in League One, but they're going to win League One. So they're not a pushover. That will be a competitive, interesting match. And just because of the narrative of the Welsh teams, they will not want to lose to us. So they will go as strong as possible. And considering that they are comfortably winning their league at the moment, early doors, they will likely be going almost full strength versus us. So, but I like it for that reason. I like the narrative of Cardiff. We missed out on them this season because they went down and we stayed up. Not stayed up. Sorry, we got promoted up. So we crossed paths and missed each other. So it would be a good way to bring in the other Welsh team that we don't get to play unless it's in a cup. Okay, no further goals in the other matches. Interesting play, obviously dominating play from all the Prem teams. So 6 goals so far. 2-0 to Tottenham, 1-0 to Man City, 2-0 to Newcastle, and 1-0 to Arsenal, as it stands for me. Let me check here just to see if I'm slipping back or if my system is handling it. My system does seem to be going just a little bit slow because I'm trying to watch 4 matches at the same time, which obviously doesn't help my system speed up. Okay, corner coming in from Tottenham, played it low. Shot from distance and deflected. Yeah, my system is definitely running slow, guys. In the chat, just let me know, is the sound quality and everything else working fine? Because I would hate to be having issues and not know about them. Okay, it seems my system is keeping up. 39 minutes is the state of play for the matches. I'm at 38:56. So I'm close enough to the results. Good. Paddy needs more RAM for my computer. Yes, I do. Okay, another question. Cornelius McGonagall, if a Prem team is drawn, would you prefer home or away? Me personally, if it's a London or a South team, I would like to play away purely because I am considering flying over. to watch that match myself. If it is more northerly, like Liverpool, and the locals want to go to it, that can be home or away. Both would be interesting. Okay, let's see this question. Paddy, so you think a mostly second string Prem side would potentially be an easier draw than Cardiff? I did say that, and I don't know you're interpreting what I said. No, I don't. A second string team will be an extremely difficult thing. Plus, I don't think they will actually second string team, but it will still be a strong team. So no, all Premier teams will be stronger than what else we think. Kim is a high-end video card. Kim, in Discord, I'd love to have a chat about it, and even use your high-end video card with my system and setup. Then absolutely, because my computer and hardware is definitely not designed for this sort of workload. Okay, someone is down injured in the Newcastle match. One of each player. Seems like a head connection, maybe. Oh, nearly a goal. They just showed a replay there. Lovely ball in. And not a Tottenham goal. Doncaster. Doncaster had a shot. Keeper got his fingertips to it off the side bar, the upright, and then bounced out. That was close. Keeper saved that one. Okay. We need to do a GoFundMe for Paddy's computer. Okay. If a big stadium Premier League club, then away for the 500,000 to 800,000 share of the gate. Well, it's a 40% share of the gate for us. So are those figures correct? I have no idea, and I'm not doing them in my head. What sort of figures did you use to get that? Just out of curiosity. Not that I think you're wrong. Okay, just updated all my screens. I was a little bit behind, and it seems like no more goals. Okay, Bruce says it's an estimate from an article he saw. Okay, fair enough. Of course, 500,000 to 800,000 without having to do any of the work is fair enough. It's extra money. And we will, of course, do our best to fill whatever away tickets allocation they give us. Matt White. We definitely get more money from an away day at a Premier Stadium if money is what we're after. I think money is what we're after. Day out fun. But look, money doesn't hurt. No matter how much money we have, extra money is good. But I don't think for us the money is the be all and end all. Would we be more likely to beat a Prem team at home? I think a lot of people would say yes. The statistics generally say it. You're better at home than you are away. So an upset by dragging a Prem team into our small little cauldron, yeah, that would be a great atmosphere and fun to go to. Okay, we are at almost at half time. 4 extra minutes in the Newcastle match, 3 extra minutes in the Spurs match, some of it already played, and 3 minutes in the Man City match. So these matches will not be much longer before they're called for half time. And then at half time, we shall maybe go through some more of the teams that I said. I have a couple of notes on them. I'll do a few more of those. And maybe we can answer some general questions like, does Paddy, the Irishman, like potatoes? Now, I would have thought a more relevant question would be, which potato type is my favorite? But you asked and I shall answer. Okay, Dave Foster has just joined us. He says, greets peeps. I haven't heard something like that in a while. Back to the teams. Chris just wants the weakest team that we can get. So he wants to go deep into it. Deep can be fun sometimes. Chris, who doesn't like potatoes? Okay, Matt White. Even though I'd think to see, or like to see Grimsby, I guess, I do want to see how we match up against the Prem team in a competitive match. Yeah, I would too. Given a little bit more time, obviously, before, how are we going to stack up against a Prem? It'll be fun. We nearly had some very nice wins when we were in the National League, so unheard of. And the other question as well is, what if it's a weaker Prem team? There are differences between top end Prem and bottom end Prem. Now, of course, they're going to be a really strong team and very heavily favoured if we get them. But still, maybe we can take out one of the easier Prem teams. Okay, halftime in the Man City match. So I'm going to pause all of these and let's see if everything comes back once they finish. So we're almost there. Obviously, the Arsenal match is 10 minutes behind because they started later. We have a corner in the Newcastle match. And Jesse, I'll answer your question in a moment, but I think someone has already. Okay, Tottenham has gone to halftime. So they are done. So that's 2 screens paused. And Newcastle is also done. So we are at halftime with no further goals. Okay, Man City winning 1-0. Arsenal currently winning 1-0 with 10 minutes to half time. And the other 2 matches 2-0. So Tottenham 2-0 and Newcastle 2-0. Now let's hope everything gets just a little bit nicer without my computer about to blow up on me. So let's have a quick look back at the comments. Okay. Okay, when do we do the draw? Hazard brings Axe would like to know. We are doing the draw after the Arsenal match, and they're often a little slow to get it started after the match actually completes. So if that match goes to penalties, it will go long before they do that draw. However, so far it's looking highly unlikely that Arsenal will not be pulling that off. So that should finish at standard full time. And then the draw will happen sometime afterwards. And yes, the local pundit is covering it tonight. The draw. We will be online watching it. I will not be alone. I believe certainly Aaron will be there. I think Ken will be there as well. I'm pretty sure we're all going to be there. So we will be covering it and we will be discussing it further as a group a little bit later. Okay, so back to potato talk maybe. Sirio Farrell says he loves a good jacket potato. Sarah says twice baked potatoes. Get her votes. A good jacket potato again. Okay, Jesse asked the question, are we covering the Carabao Cup draw? I just answered that. Yes, Jesse. Yes, Jesse, we are covering it. We'll be covering it later after the Arsenal match. Actually, I don't know if Josh will be covering it. He might be there, he might not. But certainly the rest of the team will be there. Kim is confused by all the potato talk. A jacket potato is so confusing. We just say baked. Yeah. Jacket potato. It's still got its jacket on. Okay, Elizabeth Jones is eating potatoes right at this minute with stew. I like a good stew. I have not had a really good Irish stew in 4 years. Last time I made it myself, I think. Something like that. Okay. Now Sirio is going deep. He likes specifically King Edward potatoes for mashed potatoes. Okay, so how did we end up on all of the potato talk? Well, it's very simple, really. I was asked, do I eat potatoes as an Irishman? I think it's sacrilege and you deserve to go to hell if you're Irish and you don't eat potatoes. So I'll put that out there. And yes, I do love potatoes. I love pretty much all of them. I used to work in hotels as well, which is something I probably have never said when I was younger. And they used to do all the fancy potatoes, Dauphinoise potatoes, and all of these different names. And most of them were lovely, really, really nice. So yeah, my favorite would be roast potatoes. A lovely Sunday dinner roast potato at home in Ireland. Yeah, would be my favorite. And I do love a good jacket potato with load of butter on it. But I rarely have that. And my mammy, I'll give her a little shout out, makes a gorgeous stew that I have always loved. And I've been away from home for a long, long time. And I haven't had her stew for many's a year. So, Mammy, if for some reason you're actually watching a football podcast on YouTube and you hear this, I'd love to come home and have a stew. And if she's watching this, she might not know who Paddy is. She might think I'm some sort of imposter. Who's this Paddy? Okay, let's keep the jacket potato talk going because God forbid we talk about football on a football podcast. Bruce, dinner jacket, varsity jacket. It sounds a bit ambiguous as to what type of jacket the potato's wearing. Okay. Elizabeth Jones. What? 4 years no stew. That's so bad. Yes, it is. It is very bad. I know. I'm a poor Irish man who doesn't make stew at home. I probably should. maybe I should have to cook a stew within the next week and post it in Discord. And maybe if you're eating stew, you should post pictures in Discord until I make one myself. Matt White, do you lose your Irish card if you go that long without stew? Nope, you don't. If you're Irish, you're Irish. That's pretty much the end of it. Okay, afternoon from Free Pugs. We have another jump in. Welcome, Pugs. Welcome. Ooh, Kim. Irish style rabbit stew. Now, I haven't eaten rabbit in a long time. I would have been a kid, I think. I probably would have been a kid. Okay, now... Okay, Sarah, listen to this one, guys. We've become a food channel. Twice baked is a baked potato that has had the guts pulled out, blended with goodies like cheese, bacon bits, etc., and then put back in the jacket. So someone in the comments asked, what is a twice baked potato? Ooh, big question here, and there's only one correct answer to this. In the chat, guys, answer to this: skin or no skin for your mashed potatoes? Oh, Kim. Skin in mashed potatoes is sacrilegious. The only correct answer. The only correct answer to that question. That's like asking, with your tea, do you put your milk in first or last? What sort of evil dwells in this world that you put milk in first before doing the tea? Okay. Lots of comments there I missed. I need to go faster. Okay, Aaron. Good old Aaron. We let the Irish guy stream by himself, and of course, it turned into a show about potatoes. Well, no, it wasn't supposed to be a show about potatoes. What I said was we could do a bit of an AMA and you could ask me anything. Now, nobody has asked me anything else, and everybody in the chat is completely engaged in our conversation on potatoes. So, now, Aaron, you're our local redneck. Is this true or is this not true? From Dave Foster, alligator stew is better than rabbit. I have never had alligator, so I don't know. Okay, twice baked is good. No skin for mash. No skin unless Thanksgiving. Okay. Oh, Aaron, how very dare you? I've only caught up with it. Skin or I riot. Oh, wow. We need to talk, buddy. Like, we're going to have to deal with this whenever we meet up, because that's not on. Lexi, did you miss it? Did you miss all the discussion on potatoes? No, you're perfectly in time, and we're probably going to do another half an hour on potatoes. Oh, by the way, the Arsenal match is still happening. It's now at 45 minutes, and there has been no more goals. So every time I look up, Arsenal has the ball, pretty much. Okay. CP Marks, welcome. A quick question. Okay. One of my great-grandfathers was McCarthy from near Dublin. Another was Hines from Cork. And another great-grandfather was named Pierce Power, but I do not know from where. So what's your question? I know you put a question mark in there, but don't see a question. Okay, is the surname Power from a specific part of Ireland? Let me find out. Okay, yes, the surname Power is strongly associated with the Irish county of Waterford, as well as other areas southeast of Ireland, such as Wexford, Kilkenny, and Tipperary. The name originated from Anglo-Norman invaders in the 12th century, who received large land grants in Waterford and became deeply established in the region. There you go. Answered. Okay. Sirio Farrell back on stews. Turtle stew is the stew of stews. Okay, never had that. Aaron, there we go, Aaron, good man. He's had both stews, rabbit and alligator, and he prefers rabbit. Okay. Okay. Moose Irish stew. What? Rabbit and moose Irish stew from my grandma. I've never heard of moose Irish stew. Ruth H, your potato conversation reminded me that I've worked through lunch. Need to stop and eat. It's 2:45 where she is. Okay. From Lexi. Thanks, Lexi. That made me laugh. Paddy is Irish, not a genealogist. Okay, Donna W. Sorry, just got off work. Have they done the draw yet? If so, who we playing? No, they haven't done the draw. The draw will be after the Arsenal match finishes, which is now in half time. So no, hasn't. Okay, now quick question while I'm thinking of it. Have we had no issues for the last few minutes? Because with my sound or with my video, because as you know, I paused the 3 different matches because it was on half time. So if that has fixed all the problems and you would prefer, I will pick only one match to watch. So let me know, what would you prefer? Try and keep an eye on all of them, or give up the ghost, watch one and have better audio and video? Okay, has been better the last 5 minutes. Way better since I turned off the games. Okay. So, is that decided? Are we going with one match after the break? And if so, which one? While you decide that in the chat, I'm actually going to go back for some football chat. And I'm going to keep going through my notes for the other teams that we know are in the hat for tonight that we may be getting. So next up, Wrexham might be playing Cardiff. So the last match between Wrexham and Cardiff City They faced each other competitively on January 4th, 2003 in the FA Cup third round match at Ninian Park. Cardiff City won 3-2 in a closely contested match. This was during a period when both clubs were in the Football League, with Cardiff in Division 2 at the time, now League 1, and Wrexham in Division 3, which is currently League 2. The match saw Cardiff come from behind with goals from Robert Earnshaw and Graham Kavanagh, while Wrexham's goals were scored by Mr. Andy Morrell and Lee Trundle. No competitive meetings have occurred since. However, they are not always correct. So Cardiff, let me have a look here. On Wrexham AFC archive, it says that the last competitive match was March 25th, 2004 in a fall Premier Cup semi-final. That competition no longer exists. And in the league, in Division 2, they have it down as March 22nd, 2002. Okay, so bit unsure there, but somewhere in the region of 2003 was the last time we played Cardiff City. Now, who else do I have here? Let's see. Next up, we have Wrexham versus Chelsea. Now, in a non-competitive match, I think everybody should remember this. The last match between Wrexham and Chelsea was in July 19th, 2023 in a pre-season friendly at Keane Memorial Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. This was part of the Florida Cup, as it was named. Chelsea won 5-0 with goals from Ian Maddison, Conor Gallagher, Christopher Nkunku, and Ben Chilwell. This was not a competitive match, but a high-profile exhibition during Wrexham's US tour, showcasing the significant gap between the Premier League side and Wrexham, who were then in the National League. We do remember that. I'm sure everybody does, and would be very interesting to play them again and see potentially how much closer we might be. Now, obviously, they played a weaker team at the time as well. But 5-0, yeah, I remember that match. Wasn't great, fortunately. Elizabeth Jones, you got that score backwards. Huddersfield 1, Man City 0. It's the other way around. Man City 1, Huddersfield 0. Matt White was at the game in Chapel Hill. Fun time, score not so much. Okay, Aaron says, thought we played them the year after in San Francisco. Did we play them again? Did we play them twice? We might have, both years. Also, for Chelsea, outside of non-friendlies, according to Wrexham AFC archive, our last meeting in a competitive match was February 27th, 1982, on a Saturday, as you might expect, in the league, and it was Division 2 at the time. So, long time ago. And fans, 3,935 attended. Not great. Okay, Root H says, no, we only played Chelsea in North Carolina. Okay. Is this correct? Matt says Mullen got hurt in that match. I thought it was the Man United match, not the Chelsea match. And okay, Aaron is saying he's correct. Yes, we drew with them 2-2 in San Francisco. Okay. So he is correct. We played them again the next season. Yeah, and people are mixing things up a little bit as well. Yeah, Mullen got hurt against Man United in San Diego. Yeah, I knew it was Man United. I knew it wasn't Chelsea. Okay, breaking news. Wrexham will be ball number 11 in the draw. Come on. There we go. All the ball numbers for round 4. Yes, Wrexham will be number 11. And if you notice, this is what I'm using to go through the teams as I'm calling out when we last played them. So we've already done Brentford, Brighton, Cardiff, and Chelsea. First 4. I will make my way down to Wycombe. I've done notes for them. I have not bothered to do notes for the 4 teams that are playing tonight, or the 8 teams that are playing tonight, because when they finish, we'll basically be not a crazy amount away from finding out who we are playing. So then at that point, there's no real need. Okay, so I did say we can do a little bit of an AMA. The matches should be starting or have started, have they? Let's see. And you can do a bit of an Ask Me Anything, and I will answer it. Okay, yes, the matches have started. I've not been watching them or paying attention to them. So I said I'll do one match. Which match am I going to watch, guys? Okay, no change in the Tottenham match, 2-0. Huddersfield and Man City, no change, 1-0. Newcastle, Bradford. No change in Newcastle, Bradford. Okay, Bruce is saying not Arsenal because they'll still be playing when the others finish, so we can add that on at the end. Okay, that's fine. I'll agree with that. Okay, I've decided I'm going to watch the Man City because they're only 1 goal ahead. So it might be a little bit more interesting if Huddersfield can pull a goal back. There we go, done. City, Huddersfield. Yeah, Aaron just jumped in at the right time. Matt Walsh agrees, Man City closest still. So yes, there we go. Other matches are gone. Hopefully all our audio issues will be cool. Okay, so next up we have Crystal Palace. Okay, so initially I got no results for Crystal Palace, which is not correct. So I went digging, and that's how I ended up on the Wrexham AFC archive. So their records show the last match as Division 2 at the time. Oh, attacking, defend. Okay, defend. Danger gone. March 3rd, 1979. Yowza. Andy Griffiths, Arfan Griffiths was the team manager at the time. And Joey Jones was playing at the time. And it ended up 1-0 to Crystal Palace. So that is a long time ago. No major narrative there. Sarah. Okay. If it's not too late, no, I'll answer random questions at all times because I'm a professional who can find time in the middle of actually talking about football on a football show to talk about all sorts of nonsense. Okay, if it's not too late, I have a random question for you, Paddy. Where do you live in Helsinki? If you ask me that in Discord, I'll answer you. But I think Helsinki is close enough geographically as I want to put out into the world. Okay, I'm missing something here. Sarah, because they wouldn't let him stay in Health Floaty. Ah, Helsinki. Health Floaty. Okay. Oh, no, I completely misread it. Why do you live in Helsinki? Yes, sorry. That makes a bit more sense. Okay, and now the joke makes more sense. Why do I live in Helsinki? Because they wouldn't let me live in Health Floaty. It is getting later and I'm becoming old, and these later nights are not doing me good. I need my beauty sleep these days. So why do I live in Helsinki? You know, it's the usual old story. Because of a woman. That's why I'm in Helsinki. Because of a woman.
The woman listening.
And woman is listening and heard me say that. So, oops. But she's a good woman. I like her a lot, you know. And now she's going to kill me for saying like. It's a joke.
Keep going.
Oh, I'm getting comments in the background. Paddy got, yeah.
Accumulated 20 years of positive feedback. Come on.
Okay, back to football. Now. Come on, Man City, do something. Or actually, Huddersfield. Huddersfield can do something. I wouldn't mind them winning. That'd be fun. Might go 3 to penalties if they can get one back. Oh, clearance, header, ball comes in, keeper has it. Bouncing. That was dangerous. That was a danger moment. But too late. Sorry, Josh. Okay, here we go. Yuka Kusela. Hello, Yuka. Join the Discord, say hello. He lives in Kallio, Helsinki. I'm not terribly far away from Kallio, of course, because in fairness, not too much is terribly far from anywhere in Helsinki because of the good public transport. City still dominating. Huddersfield are just holding them off and doing some decent defending, but they're not getting many opportunities for themselves. So Yuka, have you been on the show or watching the show for quite a while, or not? I think I might have seen your name a few times. I'm not sure. Who are you? What do you do? Tell us a bit about yourself. Kind of fun to talk to another person who lives in Finland. Mitä meni, Jukka? Okay, guys, lots of questions. Come on, lots of questions. Okay, Jukka. I am new, never chatted anything before, just found out you live here. Okay. Do you follow Wrexham, or have you randomly jumped in because of the cup tonight? Are you following a different team? Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you want to. If you don't, don't let me pressure you. Because we all know how outgoing the Finns are, you know? Why not get stereotypical? If an Irishman eats potatoes, then a Finn doesn't want to talk about himself. Okay, while we wait on that for a second, let's hit the next team. So next up, who do we have? Next up is Crystal Palace, still on Crystal Palace. Lots of notes on there. Here we go. Fulham. Apparently there are no records on Fulham, but that's because they can't find them. So Fulham, I had to dig deep into the Wrexham AFC archive again. And the last match that they came up with for that is Fulham at home to Wrexham, Division 2 at the time, April 24th, 1999 at Craven Cottage. 11,754 fans in attendance. Away fans was 490 went to Fulham. In the team at the time, we had Ian Rush, and Andy Morrell was on the bench for this one, and he came on at 76 minutes. 1-1 draw on the night. Kevin Keegan scored the goal for Fulham, and Brian Flynn scored for Wrexham. Okay, so here is a story for you guys, not unsurprising. I learned about Wrexham from the documentary, and YouTube just recommended your channel a couple of days ago. Okay, so the algorithm does work sometimes. So once again, that is going to remind me to talk about the Discord. So Yuka, we have a Discord channel where we chat about Wrexham and many other things in football. And as you are local, maybe we could meet up for a drink, talk Wrexham. And who knows, maybe we'll have you on the channel at some point. Also, which you may not know, depending on, well, just if you've just come in the last couple of days, we do live watch-alongs for the matches. Josh covers those. We do a pre-show for the watch-alongs, and I do a extra time after the match where we invite people, fans, anybody to come on and talk to us live, ask questions, and get feedback on the match. So you're welcome to join us. But certainly, look, jump into the Discord if you're interested, and feel free to hit me up with a friendly DM message, and we can chat. Okay, Elizabeth Jones, let's talk about Finland while we're here. I've been to a lot of countries, but not to Finland. Is it a country you'd recommend to visit? What are the not to be missed places? I am going to hold off on that one. Yuka, would you like to answer in the comments the best places? And what do you think? I will answer it in a little bit, actually. Okay. Time. What question did Sarah ask? Okay, never mind. That's fine. Bruce McFarlane, because we never do it. Hit that like and subscribe button. That reminded us to get a little bit professional and ask people to actually help that algorithm that does send people our way, like Yuka. And Bruce again. How dare you say nice things about the algorithm? Because if you are nice to it, it might be nice to you, huh? Okay, so look, let me answer this a little bit anyway. Let's be fair. Is it a country I would recommend? Depends on what you're looking for. Yes and no. I honestly, I've been to a lot of different countries, and depending on what you're looking for, I may recommend other countries for them. But Finland is very nice for winter if you are into winter activities and you go further north. That would be one way to do it. If you like that type of holiday, that's excellent. Helsinki is a city. Obviously, I know that just sounds stupid, but you would really want to like going to cities to see architecture and culture and stuff like that in order to come here. But there are nice basics. There's a nice zoo. There's Korkeasaari. That is the zoo. Sorry. But there is the fortress on the island. Is quite nice to go and see. So there are places to go. There's cathedrals on the hill, stuff like that. If you're into your architecture, but it's not a can't miss country. Really depends on what you're into. You don't visit now. Yeah, mid-season, not the best. Cold is just starting to come in. We don't have any snow for any winter. The summer is gone. So, yeah. Oh, Wrexham, Finland. Where did this pop up from? Plenty of Wrexham fans in Finland. Well, maybe we need to talk then. Maybe we should do something. Maybe we should do a get together or an event. And we can do a little live stream for it. That'd be fun. Discord code is just above Wrexham, Finland. Hit me up in the DMs there and we can talk about it. That'd be cool. Matt White. Have you made it to a Wrexham match, Paddy? Yes, I have. I've made it to a couple of matches. My first match was Stockport away when we got hammered 5-0, which was interesting. I saw Charlton Athletic at home, and I also saw Charlton Athletic away down at their ground. So that's cool. I have also booked a trip to see Portsmouth away. So I'm going to fly in and head down south to Portsmouth shortly, early November. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I didn't get to as many matches last year as I wanted, unfortunately. Elizabeth Jones. I like Sweden and Norway in the summer, though. Don't like the cold. Is Finland similar? Old cities are good. Yes, lots of things would be similar to Sweden and Norway. Yeah, summer is good. Helsinki itself as a capital city is a new capital city. It was actually moved from Turku, the original capital, because they wanted the new capital to be further east, is my belief. So that city is a little bit newer. but there are plenty of there are other older cities. Turku is quite nice. Tampere is okay. But there are smaller towns you can also go and visit. Okay, midges are horrific, apparently. Now, that depends on where you go. Country of thousands of lakes, yes, that's true. If you go to the lakeside in a summer cottage and you have a lot of trees around you or stagnant water, there can be some mozzies and midges. But generally, the further north you go, the more of a problem it is. There generally isn't any to worry about around Helsinki and the metropolitan area. In the summer, you're going to find very few. But if you go north in the summer to where you would go for your winter holidays, it's horrendous. So don't go north in the summer, and probably don't stay south in the winter. Okay, Wrexham, Finland has already joined the Discord. Good man. Well then, just hit me up with a message and we'll chat. Okay, what's this? I haven't read this yet. Paddy doesn't know where to go because he only takes one trip per year to Hamanlina to Miller's Barbecue to do the barbecue challenge that he fell in love with after watching Beard Meets Food. Now that's interesting. You probably know this from when I posted the Beard Meets Food videos from when he was in Helsinki. I have not been to Miller's Barbecue to do the barbecue challenge, but I would love to, and I could do so. So who knows, if somebody wanted to maybe sponsor me a trip to the barbecue, that would be pretty cool, and maybe I could do a private video for the Discord or something. Or hey, maybe I'll just put it on YouTube, who knows. But I would like to do it. That would be fun, actually. Okay, that looks like another goal. Yeah, Man City have scored. Second goal, 2-0. So that's pretty much it for all the teams done and dusted. Prem teams are taking them all out. Arsenal, I'm going to assume, are still dominating Port Vale. They are still at 1-0, but have the extra 10 minutes. So it is now 75 minutes into the Man City match with the second goal. Nice tight angle from the left-hand side. Did it take a small deflection? Let's see on the replay. No, it didn't. Up and under the post, and the keeper couldn't get to it. Or if he did get to it, it was a bare touch. He did get to touch it. It went off the keeper's hands, up and under the post. Nice goal. Nice tight angle. Made it really difficult for the keeper. So just Arsenal now to maybe screw it all up. Ruth H. I love hearing your cat. I don't. She always gets annoying at this time of night when it comes to near midnight. Ooh. Aaron wants to come and do the barbecue challenge with me. We can if you come over here. Have you any barbecue challenges near you in case I come over and visit you? Matt White, on to Port Vale Arsenal then. What do we think, guys? Will I just switch over to Arsenal now? The only match with one goal in it. I think that's a fair shout. Drop it in the Discord. And while you do that, before I swap over, let's hit up the next team, because I do want to get through these before the end. Okay, Wrexham versus Grimsby Town. Last faced each other competitively on May 28th, 2022. In the National League playoff semi-final at the Racecourse Ground, Grimsby Town won a thrilling match 5-4 after extra time. Wrexham took the lead 4 times through Paul Mullen twice, Ollie Palmer and Jordan Davies. But Grimsby equalised each time with goals from John McAtee, Jordan Cropper, Ryan Taylor and Manny Deseruwe before Luke Waterfall scored the decisive goal in the 119th minute of the match, moving them through the playoffs, and they eventually won promotion out of the National League. First season of Welcome to Wrexham highlighted the match. We should all know it pretty well. And yes, we have unfinished business with Grimsby after that. Now, of course, we did take them out when we went through the leagues, but it would be fun to knock them out in a cup. Okay, updated score: Newcastle 3, Bradford 0. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, Arsenal are bringing on Max Doman. I think Bruce is starting to trying to start something. How would there be a barbecue challenge? He lives in Indiana. The best barbecue is in the Carolinas. Ooh. Them's fighting words, I think. Come to Nashville, Tennessee. Plenty of barbecue challenges here. Okay, lots of pizza challenges around here. Have to travel a little bit for a barbecue challenge. I could do a pizza challenge. Oh, okay, Habsification. Further info. Max Dowman is 15 years old and got his debut against Leeds. Okay, so I am swapping over. I'm going to change matches. Okay, here we go. Port Vale is up. Port Vale versus Arsenal. Oh, Bradford have just got one back versus Newcastle. Interesting, but probably too late. Yeah, 3-1 at 80 minutes. That's unlikely for Bradford. Newcastle are probably sitting back, taking it easy. Okay, next up, Wrexham versus Liverpool. Wrexham and Liverpool last faced each other in a competitive match on January 29, 1992 during an FA Cup fourth round replay. Liverpool won 2-1 with goals from Ian Rush and Mark Walters, while Wrexham's goal was scored by Mickey Thomas. The initial tie on January 18th at Anfield ended in a 0-0 draw. This remains their most recent competitive encounter. Now, I am going to double check that. I think I did already, but I haven't got it in front of me. So let's see. Let's see what Wrexham archives say about it. Okay, so Wrexham archive is saying Football League Cup 5th round in 1978 was the last one. So yeah, so they're not up to date on their records. So 1992 in a cup. Imagine Port Vale getting beat by a kid that hasn't even done his GCSEs. Let's get the cat. Look, there. There's the camera. There's the camera, look. And of course, as soon as I bring the cat up, she doesn't say anything. Oh, don't jump on my computer. Okay, let's put you back on before you switch off the live stream. Hey, there you go. Okay, where were we? Cat for the likes. Yeah, this is her excitable period of the night where she just runs around the house and makes loads of noise. Okay, still talking about pizza. Okay, 70 minutes in and Arsenal are still 1-0 up. Can Port Vale do something crazy, like a really late last-minute goal, pushing it through to penalties? That would be fun. Okay, we have another change in the match. Who's coming on? Number 4 off, number 17 on. Stockley off, Payton on. Curtis off, Cole on. 2 changes. Merino off, Gyökeres on. Ooh. Yeah, put on Mo Foul. Come on. That'd be fun. Yeah, we're at 71 minutes. Lexi. It's going to be a late draw by the time it gets done. Okay. So next up in my list of teams we can play. Swansea City. Wrexham and Swansea City last faced each other competitively on October 12th, 1982 in the Football League Group Cup match where Swansea City won 1-0. This was a low-profile encounter in a now-defunct competition, and no further competitive match between the two have been recorded since, likely due to their different league statuses. However, this is not correct, I think. Let's have a look. So, no, it is not correct. I have meetings here in 2006 and 5 in that cup competition. The last league meeting was in season 2002-3, and it was Saturday, March 1st, and it was a 0-0 draw. Was the last competitive league match between us, as far as I can see. Okay. Next up, let's do another one. Arsenal are just playing keep away with the ball now. They're not even trying. Just slowly passing the ball around, waiting to see what Port Vale are going to do, who's going to chase them down. Okay, next up we have Wolves. Wrexham and Wolverhampton Wanderers last faced each other competitively on January 26, 1982 in an FA Cup third round replay at the Racecourse Ground. Wolves won 3-0 with goals from John Richards twice and Mel Eves. The initial tie on January 2nd, 1982 at Molyneux ended 3-3 draw, with Wrexham goals from Billy Ronsey, Dixie McNeil and Steve Buxton, and Wolves goals by Andy Gray, John Richards and Kenny Hibbett. These matches part of Wrexham's notable FA Cup run as a second division side against top flight Wolves at the time. So Max Dow is a really promising prospect for the future, debuting against Leeds at home at 15 and has been used as a sub in a few games in the league. This is why players are not getting moved into the Premier League at 25. There was a really interesting article posted in Discord the other day from, who was it from? I can't remember now which paper it was. But they did an excellent write-up talking about how the Premier League clubs have basically tied up all the young talent in their academies. They use their talent or sell them on, and are starting to buy fewer and fewer players from the Championship and only younger talents that have almost proved themselves. I think that was a Newcastle goal, 4-1. Yes, Newcastle are now up 4-1, so that match is pretty much dead. The first three matches are at 88 minutes, so not far away, and there are all at least 2 goals in it. And Arsenal still 1-0. What can they do at the end? Can they sneak a goal? Yeah, it's really interesting, that article. There is a link to it in the Discord, if you want to go and have a look for it. But it really shows how difficult it is to get into the Prem. And they simply won't take a risk. Oh, shot from distance from Port Vale. A little bit high. Keeper probably had it, but they're trying. They're willing to take a shot at it. And it was a mistake by a pass out from the keeper, miscontrolled by a midfielder. Went past him. Port Vale picked it up, took a shot from distance. Yeah, it was covered. They needed a better shot there. So yeah, so all the youngest players are tied up. All the prospective players are bought up before they're 24 and taken up to the Prem. So it's getting tougher and tougher. Okay, and that is my list of teams done. So we are up to date. And we have 12 minutes left in the Arsenal match. Arsenal just outside the box, tippy-tapping the ball around. Port Vale staying deep, trying to stay compact and keep them out. But Arsenal is just taking their time, playing around, waiting for an opening. Oh, Port Vale has stolen the ball. What can they do? Nothing. Chase down. No one looking for a pass. Arsenal just steal it straight back. Lexi wants a new topic. Potato topic is over, and she's obviously not interested in the football. Because we know who's going to win this one. Arsenal are going to win. Bowman is playing with the number 56 on his back. Pretty high number. Anybody want a new topic of discussion? Any more questions you want to ask me while you have me here? We have an injury. Is it a pretend break? Yes, it's a pretend break. Let's give everybody time. Port Vale player needed a second. Everybody got their water, and we'll be back at it shortly. Oh, God. Okay, Matt White. Age limits are interesting. In the US, only baseball doesn't have an age limit. Okay. Basically saying you're never going to get a young person, 15-year-old, to play. 15-year-olds can only play MLS next year. MLS Next, which is the lower division or whatever it's called, yeah. Okay, Aaron wants to know, new topic, Broadhead start on Saturday. Yes. Yes, I think he does. Lexi is adding in, keep hearing rumors of Ratbone coming back soon, but doubtful that it's going to be as soon as this Saturday. If Broadhead starts, is Dobson dropped then? Yeah, Dobson is an unfortunate one. He has played well at the moment. But if you think you have an upgrade on him, then you're going to have to give him a shot to prove that they're the upgrade that you want. I agree with this one. Given the injury, I expect Ratbone to first come off the bench. Absolutely. I think his first chance or start will be he'll be on the bench first. He won't go back into the starting team. Spurs now up 3-0. Now, guys, after this Arsenal match, we will be changing over to our other show with Aaron and Ken. Let me just double check the timing and see what it's set to. Anybody know when the next show is? Because I haven't looked. Because I've been here. 1 a.m. Ooh. Okay, Aaron, question for you in the chat in front of everybody. 1 a.m. Are we sticking with that time for the next show? Or are we starting earlier when I shut this down? So 1 a.m. is currently 1 hour and 20 minutes from now for the next show. Okay, matches are finished full time. Man City 2-0 versus Huddersfield. Huddersfield Town is out. Newcastle United 4-1 versus Bradford City. Bradford City is out. Tottenham Hotspur 3-0 versus Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster Rovers are out, and it is 3 Premier League teams winning back-to-back in a non-important back-to-back. And Arsenal still sitting at only 1-0 versus Port Vale. Would be interesting to see if we get a squeaky bum time moment in this match before it finishes. Arsenal really need another goal because Port Vale are going for it. They are trying. Arsenal with 79% possession. 8 total shots, 2 big chances. Port Vale have had 3 total shots and have an XG of 0.09. Oh, and there's the goal. Long pass up the pitch. Managed to be collected. Defender didn't clear it, was trying to do an offside trap, didn't work. And we have the shot. 2-0 for Arsenal. Was that Gyökeres? No, wasn't. Nice timing on the pass and the offside. No offside there. Shot low and left to the keeper. Keeper went down, couldn't get down fast enough. There was some speed on this shot. Pulled it back to his left as he was running to the right-hand side. That defender should have stopped waving his arm, looking for an offside call, and should have paid closer attention to defending the ball. He lost space when he was trying to wave for an offside. And it was a goal by Leandro Trossard who scored it. Okay, Aaron says he can go sooner, have to check with upper management and see what they want to do. If you can do that in the Discord, please, and I can have a quick check. I don't really mind either way. We can always do a short break between the end of this one. But once this match is over, technically, if they're quick, they can get into the draw fast. So do we want to just leave this one open and make sure that the draw doesn't happen early? Or do we want to get the new match, the new window open, and we can sit on that? So your call, let me know, please. Okay, George Williamson is saying that they say the draw is at 10:20. So in or around 20 minutes after this match will finish. However, from experience, it may happen within 20 minutes, but it normally doesn't. So the problem is you kind of have to be there waiting and sitting around to watch the draw when they're ready, because maybe they will be on top of things and ready, and then you miss it. So one way or another, we'll have something open, I think. Okay, Elizabeth Jones, shame for Port Vale. Yeah, they're not coming back from this. Two is enough. That's it. It's really comfortable. Their faces are screaming, I just want to go home. But I think it's a little bit more a case of I absolutely know I am not good enough. I cannot keep up with these guys. They are too quick. They are too good. It's just, what's the point? Good defending their corner now for Arsenal. "89 minutes currently in the Port Vale match. Corner coming in swinger, headed away, out to the right-hand side. Here we go with the tippy-tappy passing. No, send it back to the keeper. And now Arsenal just start playing around them. They're exhausted. There's a couple of them still trying to chase. But the Arsenal players don't care. They know. They're just playing around with the ball. Okay. Hold on. This one from Donna. Where can you go to watch the draw live? On YouTube, or is it on a TV channel or network? It is on YouTube. There is an EFL channel there. I haven't got it up just at the moment, but we'll be watching it live and having our own show and discussing it as it's happening. But of course, you can have it open yourself as you wish. But you will find it on YouTube, and I will post it at least in the Discord once it's live, and once I finish with this, I can have a look at it. Lots of people will have both things open. They'll have our YouTube open, and they'll have the EFL open to watch it exactly as it happens. Okay, Elizabeth Jones again. She thinks the draw will be just after 10 p.m. I highly doubt it. They won't be ready that fast. Normally, they don't even meet the time that they post, which is posted at 20 minutes past. So I highly doubt that. But like with all these things, you kind of just have to sit there and have it on in the background to pay attention, because you never know when they're going to do it. Okay, currently at 92 minutes, and they have not told us how many extra times. There we go, 4 minutes. 4 minutes extra time, and they've already played 2. Okay. 80% ball possession for Arsenal. It's just training for Arsenal at this point. They have bags of energy still, and Port Vale is absolutely dead on their feet. Oh, another shot by Arsenal. Keeper managed to hold it. Shot just outside the box, straight at the keeper, moving fast, but he had it. Okay, we are coming up on 4 minutes now. 10 seconds left. I highly doubt any extra time will be played. Ref should just call this. They're losing by 2. Yep, insta whistle blow by the ref. It is done. Arsenal are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. So here we go. Let's bring it up again. Who do we have? We have round 4 ball numbers. Number 1, Brentford. Number 2, Brighton and Hove Albion. Number 3, Cardiff City. 4, Chelsea. 5, Crystal Palace. 6, Fulham. 7, Grimsby Town. 8, Liverpool. 9, Swansea City. 10, Wolverhampton Wanderers. 11 will be Wrexham. 12 will be Wycombe Wanderers. Then we have the teams from tonight who made it through. 13 will be Manchester City. 14 will be Newcastle United. 15 will be Arsenal. And 16, lucky last, will be Tottenham Hotspurs. So, right guys, in the chat before we finish, who do you want and why? I know we've done this already just a little bit, but especially if you're still here and didn't do it earlier, last chance. The draw is coming up shortly, as in maybe within half an hour. What I will do is, if you want to chat here for just a couple of minutes, I will finish up on the hour, and then we are going to move the next show back until 15 minutes past. So we will have the new show up at 15 minutes past, and I will probably be sitting in the background monitoring and watching, just in case some randomness happens, and the draw comes up early. I can go live if that happens, but you can expect us 15 minutes past the hour to be on the new live. Myself and Aaron and Ken will join shortly thereafter, if he's not in at the 15 minutes past. But we will start chatting again there. At 15 minutes, plenty of time for me to grab a drink of water. My throat is getting a little bit sore. Okay, Donna W wants a Grimsby Town revenge match. Mike says Arsenal play their best. Why not? And Arsenal is on my list because I would like to go to their ground. Nice big away ground in London. What more do you want? Easy flight in. Okay, Mulberry Red, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do we want a team we can possibly beat or go out in a blaze of glory to a Prem team? Well, that is pretty much every team we have left. So we have Cardiff, leaving out the Prem teams, who we have left. We have Cardiff City down in League One. They are dominating that league. They are winning that league. They will be coming back up next season. They have a solid team, but they are a League One team. So damage has happened. They've sold off players. That would be a team we can beat. Then Grimsby Town, League Two team, the only League Two team left. Have at them. I would happily take Grimsby Town. Yes, I know they have been a giant killer so far. They have done really well in the cup. I don't care. I play the odds, not my feelings. And I think, yes, take Grimsby Town for an easy win if we get them. Swansea City in our league. We will play them twice this year. I don't really want to play them, but Swansea City is definitely more beatable than any of the Prem teams. Then we have Wycombe Wanderers from League One. I don't want to play them because of the history last season. We have smacked them around a bit. However, they are an easier team. They would be easier than Cardiff City. They are right near the bottom of League One at the moment. They're playing like crap. So I wouldn't mind that. And then that's it. The rest are Prem teams. Okay, I was slightly wrong on some of them. So John Hills, Cardiff are fourth with a game in hand, not really dominating. Okay, maybe I saw some old results. I haven't been paying too much. John Hills says Wycombe without Kone are toothless, and it seems to be the case. Yeah. Okay, Matt White says he'll pass on Swansea. Hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. Yeah, but just the fact we're going to end up playing them 3 times in the season is the main reason I don't want to play them. But do I want a challenging Swansea team that we might lose to, rather than a Premier team that gets a big day out and we will probably lose to? No, I don't really. Swansea maybe is the one team I'd be kind of disappointed with, actually. It is the one team I'd be disappointed with, really. Anybody else, and I'll say, yeah, we're the favourite to win it, or it's a Prem team, in which case we're getting our day out. So Lexi. I've never heard of Brentford, so if we get a Premier team plus they are 1 and we're 11, make it a 1 thing. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, guys, I'm going to take just a couple of minutes break. I'm going to grab something to drink, and we will be back in 15 minutes with our next show, and we will then be monitoring for the draw live from there. So thanks very much for stopping in, guys. If you want to give a like, comment, share, all that good stuff as you're leaving this one, and then give a nice little thumbs up as you come into the next one, it would be much appreciated, because we always seem to forget to ask help. As we saw tonight, the algorithm does sometimes work, and it does send people our way. So we will cover any other questions you have on the next show. On that bombshell that we are going to get. This is my bombshell. Cardiff City, calling it now. We're getting Cardiff in the next round. Take care.